Yo, welcome to Music is a Day Job. I'm your host, Sean, and Music is a Day Job is brought to you by the Qoncert app. The Qoncert app is an artist accelerator app that takes artists from opener to headline to on tour and gives the fan the best experience in independent live music. Now, today's question was how to find a good producer. Now, with me personally, I've been blessed to come across a good bit of good producers. I've had producers that are in my stable, of course, AJIM, Chef, stuff like that. I was blessed in a situation of I was able to leverage my own success that made it so producers wanted to produce for me. Now that's one way to do it. However, in the meantime, you are going to have to find beats, and so this is mainly, I guess you could say, for rappers and some singers. In my situation, which I wouldn't say go by this, but if you do have the success and you can present yourself correctly on, I guess you can say, online and to the public, producers will want to produce for you, and that can, of course, help make sure that people want to do music for you and you always have music. That's a great way, because then what I was able to, which I don't even know if you could still do this to this day, but a lot of times my leverage of who I was in my city and in my state made it so if if I did songs with this producer, then other artists would go get beats from this producer. So then that kind of covered for what I would have to pay for out the gate. I still do the split sheets the way we need to split the sheets and stuff like that. Of course, if we make money on any if it lands on any publishing or anything like that, then we split it how we need to split it and everything like that. But any upfront costs that I would have to pay for a beat, I would kind of clear that out, because a lot of other artists would then purchase beats because I was the artist on those beats that was on the original beats. I wouldn't say go that way. However, if you already have kind of leverage in your city and state, that's a good way to kind of get with a producer and start building from there. I always tell people, find producers that want to work with you versus, which a lot of producers be mad at me about this, but versus just doing random beats with the top producer that might be out there. Start finding producers that want to grow with you, because then you guys can make a sound together. A lot of times I think people just go to the top producer, and yeah, it's good to get some dope beats from them because you can leverage those producers and get yourself maybe radio play or get posted on some playlist or anything like that because you're using a top producer. However, in my situations, I can say that if you find a producer that is willing to grow with you, you can kind of create a sound together. And the way to find those producers are looking at the producers that aren't the leaders in the city at the time, because the leaders in the city are naturally, they're either already with someone, they're either with some group or artist, or they're just going to give you the one-off beats, and they might not want to grow with you. So I always say, in the meantime, if you need to get that sound out there so people can know who you are, you can go online and get beats, of course. You can, rapping over other people's beats and doing covers or whatever. However, you're going to do freestyles, over top of those beats. That helps get I guess you can say, get your name out there. And then producers can come and be like, yo, I want to produce this for you or whatnot. But once you get with a producer, to have a good producer, I feel that you need to grow with them together. Like, even if it's like a stable of y'all, like if it's like 5, 6, 7 artists and this producer produces for y'all, it's more hands-on. One thing I learned, like when you get producers that you can build fully with, like, I sound like this and I want this to kind of be like in this vein and all this stuff like that. I learned that I went to four of the tracks on my album a long time ago was produced by Them Joints. Them Joints produced for Janet Jackson. He's in Dr. Dre's camp, everything like that. He's done songs for Compton, everything. So when I went out there, that's I started noticing like the hands-on of a producer to be like, yo, do this noise, do these sounds. You start seeing like, okay, we start building the track together, because some of the stuff we get online and we buy the track and then that's it. And then we just go do the track ourselves. When you start building with like a producer, you can build the whole sound of it. You know what I'm saying? And you change this sound, change this, add this vocal like this, and then it starts to become more, I guess you can say, cohesive. But the question is, of course, how do you find these producers? And as I said, start looking at the producers that are on the come up just where you are on the come up. Yeah, you can possibly buy a crazy beat from somebody and it might pop you off, but in the meantime, you need that consistent sound that you can create yourself. You don't want to sound like everybody else. You want to start building that sound together. Like I always say, like if you ever look at like Drake and 40, sounds that are like built together. Like a lot of people nobody sounded like that prior to Drake. So I always feel like if you have that person that can constantly build that sound around what you sound like and what your style is, that's going to help you for the majority of your music. Now, as I said, you can step out and do those other things and stuff like that. But if you can find a producer that is that's willing to build with you, that's probably the best thing to do. So once again, this has been Music as a Day Job. I'm your host, Sean. This has been brought to you by the Qoncert app. Now, the Qoncert app is in tons of different states. So if we're in your state, definitely jump on and get on some shows ASAP. If we're not in your state, definitely tell everybody to get on the app, because once we see the demand, then that makes it easy for us to start expanding out to those areas. If you know of any venues, let us know, because then we can start getting to those venues and start putting on shows at those venues and expanding, so then you can get more shows and start making music a day job for yourself. Fans, you can also now get on the app. So for fans, get on the app and then you can start seeing these artists. I always say support your local artists all the time. Support them more than you support these these big dudes, because these big dudes paying the exact same person. So definitely get on the app and start supporting these young cats as they come up, because that's what they need so they can be successful and they can make music into a day job. Download the app. Download the app. I can't say that more. And definitely like, comment, and subscribe. Once again, this is Sean, and this is the Qoncert app, and this is Music as a Day Job.